Hey guys, welcome back to our fifth video discussion. This is like my third time trying to film this because I just didn't have storage and it would stop midway and like it was just like a big mess. So hopefully I can get through this quick, even though it's still supposed to be 5 minutes at least. Um, so yeah, our fifth video discussion is about the modest proposal. So obviously we start off with Jonathan Swift's modern proposal, and he talks about like how we should eat babies, and then like he's like like, well, we read it in class, so I'm not really gonna go over it a lot. And then so we wrote our own version of like a modest proposal, and we wrote our own version, and we turned it in yesterday, November 19th. Today's November 20th. I'm just going to explain to you guys what I did. So to start off, my title was literally just a modest proposal, and then like the little dots. I don't know what you call them, column, and then it says taking care of elders. And I thought it was a little funny to write in like taking care of elders because I didn't mean it as like let's take care of them, like, like give them the care that they need. I meant to like let's take care of them, like let's scuffle or whatever. But I don't actually mean that we're gonna fight them in this story, obviously. I just kind of like said it to emphasize like my main point and like to make it more dramatic by like making it a little more funny. So, if we look back at the directions that Mr. Montz gave us, so in the structure and guidelines part, he put four different like not topics, but like things that we had to like kind of include in our story. It said introduction, proposal, supporting an argument, and then the conclusion. So that's four different parts, and each one of those has like their own two or three little like things that we have to include. I was about to sneeze. And I'm not gonna go like over each little one, but I'm just kind of like tell you guys how I did it in my essay. So yeah, I oh my god, I told you guys the title of my thing, but I didn't really tell you guys like what my modern proposal was about. So basically, I think that old people should not be able to drive anymore. And if they think that they can drive, like they just gotta go retake their driver's license and see if they're still eligible. Cause some people drive around with their driver's license of like from the age of like 30 or something. Like you're not the same person as you were when you were like younger. And I think it's definitely a milestone that you need to like complete. I had said like when I had tried to record this before, I had said that if you're like 92 and you're driving, it is like the driver's license that you now withhold, or like you still withhold, is not like valid. Like you do not still have the same skills that you had back then to drive that you do now if you're like 90 or 80 years old. So one of the things that I said in my modern proposal, um, oh, so this is part of my introduction. I said, as people grow older, their eyesight gets worse and they lose flexibility, posing a threat to pedestrians or even people driving in their own car when they continue to get out on the road to drive. So this sounded kind of weird. I felt like it was the word flexible that threw me off, but I felt like it was like the perfect. I mean, it was like a point for me to like take out to you guys, because by flexible, I just mean that you're not like able to balance everything like the way that you used to. Like let's say I took my driver's license at 25. I don't know if you're supposed to renew your driver's license or like it's just the driver's license that you keep on forever. I don't know because I don't have my own driver's license. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I just got like a brain fart. Oh, okay, so by flexible I mean that when you're younger and you get your driver's license, like let's say somebody's walking through the road and then here you go on a car. Like instead of being able to swerve out of the way and everything, like you would be able to maybe if you were younger, like when you're old, like your bones just don't function the same way that they used to. So you're not gonna be able to like think you're not gonna be able to like steer the wheel like and like steer yourself out of like danger too as well. You're just gonna like kind of freeze like because like you're like kind of old. So that's why I'm saying like you shouldn't be out on the road if you're not gonna be able to like think fast. I feel like driving is like obviously a very think fastish kind of thing. um so yeah, that was one of the things that I put for my introduction. um okay, so I put that a main part of the problem was just that, I mean, people drive all the time, but a lot of you guys, like, a lot of, okay, so this is, I was gonna say a funny story, but it's not really a funny story. Like 2 years ago, my bus crashed, and a car crashed into us, and guess who was driving? An old person. And they just crashed into us. They said they didn't see us stop and everything. We were like, oh, like, okay. Like, they lose their eyesight. I feel like one of the major things that I used to help me against my argument was that old people lose their eyesight, so they don't see things anymore. What if there's a sign that says dead end, and they're just like, oh, and they just drive off a cliff or something? It's dangerous, not only to themselves, but to other people around them. Because let's say they don't see that the green light is on red, and they keep on driving, and then somebody drives into them, and it's just like, their life is in danger, and the person who's driving into them, and the person driving into them could be like much younger or much older, or like be in much more critical state. Like, what if that other person was an ambulance, and like that's the driver, the people in the back, and then the person they're trying to help? Like, that's how many lives are in danger, right? So as a proposal, I said that people should have to go retake their driver's license at like age 60, 65, and if they fail, they get a person assigned to them, like to Uber them around everywhere. And it's not a problem because it's giving jobs to people who don't have jobs, and then it'll be funded to them by the government. Like, you know how you can go to a place and rent a car? Well, that's kind of going to be like the same thing with well, like, the cars are going to be given to the people who need to drive other elder people around. But there's going to be trackers on them, so like, you make sure you're not going to go to the liquor store in that car. So yeah, so for like, oh, and if like let's say you have to take the driver's test again at 65, if they go at 62, or no, if they go around 67 or like 68, 70, that's jail time, because you're passing the time that you had to go, you know and yeah, I don't care about putting old people in jail, because I will do it because they're risking themselves and other people, and I feel like I more care about the other people. So supporting arguments, it says to put like fake statistics or something. So I put over 50% of people who lost their lives outside of their homes face this tragic event by car to person contact. At 30% of the people who lead these events are people well over the age of 50, ranging to older ages as well. Like, that's kind of absurd to me. I kind of made it up. Hopefully that's what Mr. Mons meant when he said to, like, like, make up your own little facts or something, because that's what I did. For the irony and sarcasm part, I put I was just saying, like, these poor little sacred lives, which, I mean, it's not like irony, like, because like, me saying it doesn't mean that I'm saying that, like, yeah, they're lying, like, those lives aren't sacred. But I don't know, I just thought that being like about it was gonna be like a little funny. And then the last part was like, conclusion. I put that this would okay, wait. Taking care and providing the care that the elderly need in order to continue on with their lives should have to affect the lives of the young people, but everybody should care the same as the solution is found. Like, we need to find like an actual solution, guys. But I think we do need to help the elderly, like, out of the road. Like, they do not need to be. I don't know if, like, obviously incarcerating them is the right thing, but it's like one of the things that I think we need to consider. And this was my modest proposal, and bye, guys.